Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. What is this video about? Well, I'm going to make a crazy sample pack using Meld and Raw. Having spent a little bit of time with Meld since Live 12 came out, I've come to the conclusion that it's actually really flexible and can kind of do nearly everything. Maybe not everything, but certainly a hell of a lot. The combination of these different engines and these different filters, the modulation sources and destinations, you can really kind of come up with some pretty broad stuff. And also there's all these things as well per engine. So I am going to try and push this to its limits and make some scratchy, skrinky, skronky, doinky, dinky, sprangy, I don't know, sounds, resample them and then turn them into a nice sample pack and show you how you can do the same. So you can almost create an endless supply of new samples. And I might try and use Raw as well, because in conjunction with Raw, there's a huge amount of stuff to explore. So how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to do it in a couple of ways. I'm going to start by doing the good old-fashioned expression control trick. And I'm inviting the fellow passenger out there to go and make his own version of this video, because this is basically, I think, the thing that me and him like to do the most when we use Ableton, is just put expression control on everything. I've just remembered somewhere in my user library I had a preset for the, where would it be? Where did I save it? Max MIDI effect, random, there we go. Yeah, so I've just made a preset here that is the expression control where everyone is set to random. So let's draw in a note. So let's just put C3 in, doesn't matter about the length. So this is what we get to start with. So I'm going to start by randomizing that shape. I'm going to turn that one off. So already we're getting all kinds of mad stuff. Let's do some little envelope tweaking here. And let's go to another random tab and map that to that macro, and then one here, and then map that to that macro. Okay, this is good. And then let's get another random tab, map that to the filter type. Okay, we're going to need another one of these now. We're going to use a lot of expression controls. It's going to get crazy. Let's map this one here to the filter. And then here we'll map this one to the Q. And this one to this, whatever this is, the drive. Okay. And this is pretty good. Okay. Tasty. Let's set it to mono. Let's just do that there. Okay. Maybe some pitch modulation. Let's go to the matrix here and assign the M envelope to the pitch mod in semitones, I believe that is. Let's pull this all the way down. Oh my goodness me. Okay, all right. Man. Right, now, they are a little squeaky and quiet, so this is when I was thinking Raw would be fun as well. So let's get Raw involved here. Where's Raw? Let's put Raw after Meld. And I've set mine to default to the multi-band. I think that's kind of my favorite at the moment. Let's compress it like a balloon, put the drive to about here. And okay, these sounds are a little bit, I wonder if I've gone a little bit too far with that. Something interesting happening with this pitch modulation. You know, I've changed my mind. I don't want it. I don't want any pitch modulation. Interesting. Sort of jangly. That was like a coin. It was like a coin spinning. Right, let's minimize this and let's go nuts with this. Let's randomize the frequency on all of these. That one. This one. And the high as well. Oh, let's hit map first. And let's get another expression control. Where's my thing? Where's my thing? There it is, right. Okay, let's put that there. And we're going to randomize the distortion types, the shaper types. So let's go to random map and map that. And then this one. This is going to get quite fiddly. There'll be a lot to manage. Let's map the shaper on this one. And the shaper on this one. Let's be quite methodical about it. Oh, I've done the filter type. Oops. We'll do those as well then, shall we? Let's unmap that. Map the shaper type. Whilst I'm here, let's maybe bring in some more compression. Let's compress it like an absolute mad person. Let's put the drum bus in here. And a limiter as well, I think, at the end. Goodness me! What are all these sounds? What do they mean? Right, let's turn up the distortion on all of these. Now we're talking, now we're talking. We're sound designers now. Okay, let's stop a second because I've lost track of what. So I've done the shapers. Let's maybe, we could do the bias. The bias. No, I want to do more of the filter. Okay, so let's just do random here on the filter type. And a random here on the mid filter type. Let's map that. Could do the same for the, oh, where's my thing? There it is. Right, could do the same for the high band as well. Map the filter type there. Right, let's resample these. Let's give this a name. Let's call this Meld and Raw Sample Pack. And let's record a 150. Actually, let's do this in the, let's do it in the session, the arrange page. Let's set a loop point here for 127. Where's that? Let's type that in there. 127. And, oh. Not 127, 128. Okay, there we go. And then let's use the auto punch in and auto punch out. And I'll just record a pass of that in here and see what we get. Wow. That's really loud. I'll turn that down. Oh, this is grayed out, so we can't really see it, but could be here a while. Could have done freeze and flatten. We'll do both. See how they compare. Very aggressive, but oh my god. Some of them could be ident sounds. Wow. Okay, let's just, whilst we're doing this. Oh, will this work? Oh no, it'll record it as automation. I think maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do a cut here and we can pick up later. All right, we're coming close to the end now. And this should just sort of get to this brace and stop recording automatically. There we go, did it. Brilliant. So there we've got our first take of our sample pack. And I recorded 128 bars because what I'm going to do is slice this by bars into sampler and then crop all the samples, and then you've got a sample pack. It's pretty good. But just out of interest, let's see what happens if we freeze and flatten this. Because I don't really do freeze and flatten very much. I'd be interested to see what the results are like. So let's go freeze and flatten track. And then I've kind of lost all of the stuff, but then maybe I can undo. Actually, no, I've changed my mind. Cancel, just freeze it. Freeze the track. Okay, it's freezing. So this is obviously going to take less time than resampling it because it's an offline bounce. And I will try and fill this gap as interesting as I can whilst we watch this yellow bar increase. No, I can't make this interesting. I'm sorry, I tried, everyone, but I can't make this point of the video interesting. You're just going to have to... Right, okay. So let's do the alt drag trick. Oh, that didn't work. See, I don't know how to do this. Right, insert an audio track maybe and do the alt drag. There we go. Be interesting to see what the difference is like. Let's unfreeze that. And just sort of... Yeah, so they're going to be pretty similar. Okay, that's kind of cool. So another thing that I was thinking was I'm going to keep that there, but I'm going to start from scratch and use the macros in an instrument rack. So let's get another Meld. Where's Meld? Let's get another Meld in here on this track here. And let's maybe try raw as well, although it might get a bit much. No, it might get a bit much to manage. Let's just stick with Meld. So let's group this and go to the macros, and let's max out all the macros, 16 macros. So let's see if we can macro. We can macro the engine to type oscillator A type A oscillator type to that macro. Let's turn off B. And then let's map this here, this here, the filter frequency, the filter Q. This is actually kind of a little bit quicker than doing the expression control thing. And I think that's kind of all I want to do. Let's maybe do a few more things though. We could maybe macro the attack. Let's map that to macro 9. Wonder what we could map to macro 8 just for it to make sense. Nothing right now. Okay, so and then let's map the decay to macro 10 and the release to macro 11. And I will trigger a note from my keyboard here. Then we can randomize. We can randomize all of that. They're very quiet. Bless them. Let's put it to mono. Wow. Let's turn the drive up, maybe. Cool. Go down a few octaves. It just does everything, Meld, doesn't it? Classic synths to crazy sort of physical modeling stuff. So we've kind of got a little preset randomizer now. That is fun. Okay, yeah, so they're a little quiet. I guess maybe they could use a little bit of compression, so let's put raw in there anyway, just to sort of compress it and maybe give it a bit of drive. I think maybe I've gone a little bit too far with the attack macro, so let's click that and maybe set the minimum here to something like a second. No one needs a 40 second. Did that say 40 seconds? 40-second attack time. That's pretty good. Yeah, okay, loads of fun to be had with that. So, okay, I'll just rename this. I'll call this Meld EXPCTL, and this one Meld Rack Random. Can't spell, can't type anything today. Right, so now let's slice these up and turn this into some sort of sample pack. So let's right click here and go to slice new MIDI. And I'm going to slice by bar. The current clip region is 512 beats long. This will result in 127 slices. And I think this is my slice to sampler preset that I made. If you don't know how to do that, I've got videos, go and watch them. Let's see if this works. Okay, so there they all are in sampler now. Very, very, very nice. And there should be exactly, 128 slices. Beautiful. So we can select all of these, right click and go crop sample. It's going to crop all of those samples. Lovely stuff. And again, we'll just sit and watch it do that. And I will try and make this as interesting as I can. This yellow bar is going up the screen. There's not really much I can do here. You know, like when people have these awkward moments in presentations and they say, anyone know any good jokes? I always think, yeah, this presentation. Anyone know how to fill this awkward gap in this presentation? Because I can't. Okay, let's do the same thing here as well. Let's go to slice to new MIDI track. No, I don't want to update my software right now. Slice to new MIDI track and go slice to sampler and hit OK. All right, it's done it again. Let's select all of the slices, right click and crop. And here we are again, this screen. This is obviously a little bit of work because these are quite long samples. They're 5 minutes long. We've recorded one 5-minute jam and bounced one 5-minute jam. And now we're slicing it into samples of a bar long at 100 BPM. So they're going to be pretty long samples. Could have done it at a faster BPM with a shorter decay time on the sound so that they're more blippy. But I went for something that had a little bit more length to it. Okay, now we are at the end of that. Lovely. So there we've got all of those slices. So if I right click this now and go into show in browser, they are all in a crop folder, which has been created by, well, actually I haven't saved the project yet. So what I shall do is save the project. Let's go collect all and save. Yes, copy all of the stuff. Would you like to delete the temporary files? Yeah, delete them. Yeah. So it's moved all of those samples from the temporary folder into the project folder. Good. So there we can see here in the browser, we can go to processed, we can go to crop, and there are all our slices. And I believe there's probably going to be 2 lots of them. Yeah. So that is pretty nice. So what we could do now is make a new sampler. Let's get a sampler in here. Actually, let's get a drum rack in. Put a drum rack on this track and let's go back to the session view. Gosh, everything's a mess. Right, let's go in here. And I'll just make a quick little sort of beat with the drum synths. Where are they? Let's just do a very sort of pedestrian kick and snare thing. Maybe something like this. Let's go up to like 140 or something, 140 BPM. And oh my goodness me. Right, let's mute all of these tracks. Okay. And that one. Okay, perfectly fine kick drum. And let's maybe just put like a clap on this or something. No, not the clap. Let's just use the snare. Okay. So let's get a sampler in. Let's put a sampler just on this track. And let's go to the current project. Here we go. Yeah, so this is kind of quite handy. We can go to the current project, which is the one we've just done, collect all and save. We can go to the processed folder. We can go to crop. And I'm going to Wow. So they are suddenly in a different numerical order, which is not great. Maybe I can do it by date modified. What other options do I have here? Size. Oh, all right, never mind. I guess I'll just drag in. I'll just drag a load in and see what happens. Let's just drop a load in here like that. And then let's go here. And let's put them all on the same root note, which is C1. Let's go to velocity and distribute ranges equally via velocity. And then we're going to have some where I put too many in. That's fine. So that's this one here. Let's scroll down and delete these ones. Okay, now we've got a different sample per velocity on the pad. This is when things are going to get interesting. So let's go in here and just draw in a pattern here, something like this. Let's maybe take some of these ones out. Let's go to the chants. Let's bring this up a little bit so we can see. Right, let's, on this track of notes, let's pull the chants down. Let's pull the velocity down and then increase the deviation on the velocity. And then what we're going to do now is that every time a note comes in, it's going to jump to a random velocity and trigger a different sample. Okay, so let's set the voices here to 1 so that they chop each other off. Let's take a copy of that one. And then in this one, let's set all of these to reverse. I think the reverse is global. Let's go into the choke groups and put these in a separate choke group. Well, the same choke group. And I'm just going to change the color. Let's make them both this shade of brown. And then let's go back into the clip and copy those notes to there. So sometimes we'll get forwards ones, sometimes we'll get backwards ones. Let's see what that sounds like. These were all samples tuned to C3. We could pitch these now inside the drum rack with some of these new, well, they're not new, these updated MIDI effects. So let's put the scale awareness on and put it to C Dorian. Put the random in here and turn the scale awareness on. Now that's going to randomize notes to C Dorian. Let's go either side of the note and turn the chants up to quite high. Okay, that's not going to work because I haven't pitched them. That's fine. So let's go into the samplers here and pitch them all the way up and all the way down so that their roots, so they're pitched across the whole sample. Didn't do that. We need to go key. Here we go. Select all, drag all the way out. Don't know why I did that in the first place. This should work better. Okay, so let's take a couple more. Let's duplicate these ones and let's take them out of the choke groups and give them a larger polyphony. Let's turn retrigger off and give them a polyphony of, say, 8. And then what will happen is that they will kind of release. They won't get cancelled out. Let's give them quite a high release time, but a low sustain. Maybe a low decay, but a high release. And then let's go back into the sequence and let's take a copy of these notes here. But then there, wasn't quantized. Come on, get on the grid. Okay, I might have to quantize these quickly quantize. All right. Let's give them a very, very low chance. Both of those. Okay, now let's compress it like a balloon. Where's the drum bus? Okay, it's beat repeat time. Let's make these all do something a little bit funky and interesting every once in a while. Let's set this to like 15%. Okay, so that is some very nice fax machine music, if you're into that type of stuff. Anyway, really, it was more about how you can kind of procedurally randomize Meld and Raw to get like a whole load of samples. So we did that here using the expression control, which is always a good way to do it, I think. One thing I didn't touch on, which you can try if you want, is to apply some rise and fall to the randomization so that parameters kind of move when they get randomized, which is very nice. And then here we did the same thing, but we froze the track rather than bouncing it. And then here we made like a little rack where you can hit randomize and get different presets. So Meld is pretty good if you want to make crazy sounds. I'm sure you can make very amazing sounds on it too, but they maybe need a little bit more time. I'm going for that quick and dirty approach here. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to go and put this on my Patreon now. If you've made it this far in the video, please leave a clown emoji in the comments because I'm just clowning about. So yes, I'm going to go and put this on my Patreon now, where if you'd like to support the channel, you can get access to this set plus loads and loads of other Ableton and Mac stuff and all kinds of cool things. And it all goes towards supporting this channel and making this content. Okay, thanks everyone. See you next time. Bye.